Do you think it should be for an interim title? Because I throw out the possibility that maybe you should fight Carr. If Lesnar's going to be out like a year, and I know that's the big question, but say Brock was out for a year, that you should fight Carwin, and Big Nog is fighting Cain Velasquez, and then the winner of those two fights gets to go for the interim. I don't know.
Yeah, that's a possibility if he's out for that long. But if he's going to be out for that long, that we can set that fight up, should he even really hold on to the belt at all?
Well, I'll elaborate on that. Why do you think he maybe should be stripped of the belt?
The interim belt, I think, works as a fighter is, the champion's not able to defend his belt within a year-long period. He's going to be out for 8-9 months, and you make the interim belt, he comes back after a year. But as of right now, his last fight was in July. If it's still a year from even today's date, that's a year and a half. At that point, I don't think you can hold the belt ransom. They gave me about a year when I got into my injury, so I've been on that side of the coin too, and I was more than happy to go ahead and relinquish the belt at that point because you feel kind of selfish that you're not able to really do anything with it. So at that point, it's like, well, yeah, I mean, they created the interim belt when I first got into the car accident with the motorcycle. A couple months later, and Andre Arlovski was able to fight Tim Sylvia for it and had defended the interim belt. At that point, it's like, look, I'm not getting back in anytime soon, so he's the champ. When I get back, I'll work my way back up.
That's a good point. That's a good point. I guess no one can really rip you because you went through the same scenario, and it's not being mean, it's just being practical. Did you, I don't know if you saw up on the internet, there were some pictures posted last night of Brock. Did you get to see those?
No, I seen a link on Twitter where it said, him being out, but I didn't, link onto it to check it out.
I think he was doing some kind of card deal for Topps, and they had some pictures of him, and he looks like he lost weight. I guess Dave Meltzer from Yahoo was saying that I guess he was down to like about 240 pounds, and you could see it in his face that he's going to have a long road back, especially if he has that major surgery.
Yeah, and I don't know how successful he's going to be coming back. I mean, obviously, I'm a little disappointed that he wasn't able to be up to par, but I think that's going to be a question that's going to be over his head for a while because it's all right. It wasn't like he was a slick technical fighter to begin with, where he's like slipping punches and and throwing some crazy submissions on people. I mean, he a lot of his style went upon his brute power and strength, and and a good foundation of technique on top of that. But if Brock Lesnar is unable to put on the same kind of size as he had before, because let's face it, your intestinal system is what absorbs all the nutrients into your body. If that is being under stress, and is he going to be able to be a 300-pound guy again? I don't know. If that's not the case, I don't really think Brock Lesnar is going to be very successful as a fighter at 245.
I wonder also whenever he comes back as to how the mental approach of his opponents will be. I would think that they're, a lot of the specter or the aura of invincibility just isn't going to be there until he proves himself at this point. I think a lot of guys are going to feel that they're probably the favorite going in.
Yeah, that could be it too. And then also too, just how does it feel to get hit in the body again after having surgery on his stomach? I know it took a while for me to get over not only the physical issue of being hit in the leg that had been broken, but then even after it was long healed physically, mentally not freaking out every time someone kicked me in the leg, even though it was perfectly fine physically. Athletes, if you have a pretty severe injury, there's the, psychological issue, that you have to be dealt with also. Now, obviously, myself included, if I had to fight Brock, the first thing I'm looking for is like, well, I'm going to kick him in the gut or, I'm going to, whenever I get an opportunity to knee him in the stomach, obviously that's going to be an area you're going to go for.